What do you do when something in your life is so tangled up, it just feels like it's never going to get undone and you just want to throw everything out? That's an insight that I had today during prayer. Hi, welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Gregg. This is I'd Rather Be a Buffalo. This is a show that's dedicated to helping you get through the storms of life with Christ's help, to deepen your relationship with God, and to discover what your purpose and calling is according to God's plan for your life. Um, yeah, I had this image that popped in my mind today. I was doing some prayer, and as I was doing it, you get distracted. All of a sudden, I had a pair of sweatpants that was over the side that had this knotted up drawstring. It was bad. Like it was affecting like how I could, open or climb into the sweatpants, and I was just thinking to myself, this thing's impossible. So I'm sitting there and I'm sort of doing my prayers, but I'm also drifting. And as I'm drifting, I'm starting to look at this knot. And I mean, it just looks impossible, right? It's got several of them in it that just look impossible. And then slowly I just start working on this really tight knot that's been there probably 4 months, and just start working it with my finger and my fingernail. And it's uncomfortable and it's rough. And I just kind of keep doing it for a while. And then slowly it starts to work open and I'm able to untie it. And as I'm doing this, I start realizing, Lord, where is this for me? Where is this thing that may be in my life, whether it's in my mind, my heart, my soul, that I have just told myself, that's it. There's no undoing it. It's set, it's done, it's set in stone. Might as well throw it all out. I'm going to tell you, man, it was such a revelation for me as I was working through this thing, because it really is. God is just saying, yeah, invite me in. Part of this is for us to sit still with God and to be in the moment and to be focused on what it is, right? Continual theme that you hear me talking about in these shows on I'd Rather Be a Buffalo, inviting God into your problems, right? One of the ways that we invite him in is he's also asking for us to remain still and focused on what we're dealing with, right? I mean, man, I'm talking to you guys about this right now, and I'm just getting like revelations are coming to me right now. But it's it's like it's like a kid wanting to get their shoes, tied or untied. Maybe they got a problem with the knot, right? And they just go, "Will you take care of it?" And there's so much, and listen, my gosh, this is the perfect analogy, especially as we're talking about like knots and tying on all this stuff. Think about it when you're a kid. When you're a little kid and you're like either learning to tie your shoes or untie your shoes, and then sometimes you might have a knot, right? You might like do a double knot or something like that, and then you just can't get it done. You just can't get it undone. And then you call over for your mom or dad to help you undo it, right? And there's going to be stages in your life, in your spiritual journey, in your life journey, where, yeah, you're going to have to say, God, I can't do this. I need you to untie this for me, right? But eventually, as the child grows and gets more mature, just as we grow and get more mature in our journey and in our relationship with Him, you finally have to get to a point, if you're the parent with a child, where you go, you need to do that yourself. You need how to figure out how to do that by yourself, because I'm not always going to be there to do this. And it's not just about like I'm not going to be there to do it. It's like, no, this is something that you can actually do, and you need to learn how to do this yourself. And what are these areas that you might be looking at where you just go, yeah, I can't untie this. God, I cannot do this. And like a good parent, He's going to be there with you and stay with you in the moment as you work through it, as He encourages you in your heart and your spirit. But the big thing He keeps doing is telling you, come on, keep going, keep working that. It's not coming, it's not coming, it's not moving. Keep going, keep going. It'll work its way out. It will work its way out, but it's only going to work its way out if you're continuing to focus on it and to apply that energy and that focus and that dedication that you need to do, that you need on this problem area in your life. Now, I don't know what that is for you. This could be an issue that's going on with you with um, employment stuff that's going on, career stuff. It could be going on with addiction with you. It could be going on with character defects, whether it's in your relationship, something that keeps coming up again and again and again. And God's saying, yeah, we need to focus on this issue. We need to focus on this. You need to give this some attention, focus, and energy. And I'm going to be alongside with you, coaching you and encouraging you to keep at it. And this will untangle. And you have to learn to do that, because then when you do it, when you get other knots that come up in your life, and they will come up, you're not going to want to throw everything out. You're not going to go, that's it, I'm out of here, forget it. No, he's going to say, let's do it. Let's put this focus and this energy where it needs to be, and we'll get this done. And it will calm you. It will cause you to just be calm in those moments and do. And it's so funny. I'm talking about all this knot stuff. I'm thinking specifically. I've just been re-listening to David Goggins' book, "Can't Hurt Me," and in that book, again, warning. I've said this a bunch of times on here. If you're listening to it, David Goggins, former sailor, so he cusses like a sailor. So that's going to be in there. So don't be shocked that you're hearing this stuff, language falling out of him. He's that's how he expresses himself. Do I agree with how he does it? No, he could choose better words, but that's just who he is. That's how he gets his stuff out. He's talking about this thing about how he was in one of his evolutions of Navy SEAL training, where they have to do deep diving, and one of the drills that you have to do is that you deep dive, and then you got to go down to the bottom of this 15-foot part of the pool, and as you're doing this, you have to tie these certain knots and untie these certain things, and you've got these drill instructors that are there, and he had this one drill instructor that was just like had him in his sights, because Goggins had been, pushing this guy back and forth throughout the whole training. It's how Goggins sort of got through it. Goggins got through it by, looking at the drill sergeants as like, you know what, you guys are bullies. And I've always hated bullies in my life, so I hate you, right? So Goggins kind of pushed back at these guys. This one drill instructor has him in his sights. And so, like, even though he's like trying to uh, dog paddle, and then he's got to take a breath of air, and he's also dealing with a knee injury at the same time. He's got so much stuff that's going against him, and as he's trying to breathe in water, the drill instructor is like splashing a whole bunch of water in his mouth so he can't get a clear breath, and he's got to go down to the bottom of this pool, and like everything in his body is telling him like, you got to give up, you got to bail. And if he knows that if he bails on this not uh, drill that he's got to do, he's out. They're going to like kick him out of the program. And he just has this moment where he's down at the bottom of the pool, and he's got to tie three knots and untie three knots at the bottom of this pool. And he's like freaking out. And then something just clicks. Something clicks where the drill instructor does something, because the drill instructor has to go down and hold his breath as well. And the drill instructor's like taking his time to like clear and to give him the thumbs up on one of the things. And something clicks in Goggins' mind and spirit where he just kind of goes, you know what? Forget this guy. I can stay down here all day if I need to. And it was like something unclicked in his mind where he's just hanging down at the bottom of this pool. And then Goggins took his time to do his final knot, which was causing the instructor to kind of like freak out and, have to panic to get to the top of the pool. My point with this, talking about all the knots and all this stuff that happens, God is trying to get you to a point where he's going to say, you're going to have some knots that are in your life. You're going to have something in your life that's going to feel like you're at the bottom of a 15-foot deep pool and you are running out of air and you're going to drown and everything's going to fall apart. And I can give you the power and the energy and the peace that passeth all understanding so that something can switch. You can go all day if you need to, and we'll get it done. But you can only do that with God's help, with Jesus' help, right? And this is what Jesus is trying to do. It's just like, it's okay. Be calm. It's Jesus in the boat with his apostles as they're like freaking out with the storm and he's sleeping. And he's going, oh, yeah, why'd you have faith? And he can just go out and calm the storm, you know? What perfect examples he gives. I get to look at a picture of Jesus just as I'm talking to you here right now, which is amazing. But he's telling you, trust me, invite me in. I'll calm those storms that are going on in your life right now. I'll give you the energy that even though it feels like the knot will never get untied or that you're running out of air, or that you never, it's time to bail. Let's stick with it. Let's stick with it. I sure hope this has helped you. Man, it has helped me today talking to you guys. It is such a blessing. Um, if you found this helpful, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, share. I will keep bringing you videos that will help you get through the storms of life with Christ's help, deepen your relationship with Jesus, and to discover what God's purpose and calling is for your life. It is an honor and a blessing to be able to be here on these videos with you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.